Welcome to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lincoln Financial Field, and it is indeed home to the 2018 Super Bowl champion Eagles. The Link also is home to the Temple Owls. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see, the Judicials taking on a team from the American, the Temple Owls. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Judicials about to kick it away and get this season started. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Owls offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys...
Oh, he's got some space. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
First down, Temple.
Dropping back, it's Simon. Got his man on the right. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive. Wants to fire on second down. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
This Temple offense putting together a nice drive. Off the play fake on first down. Looking to take a shot. Catch inside the 25. And he'll run into the end zone. Who gives a hook? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Judicials offense will get the ball for the first time. And Jesse, the man in the backfield today, not necessarily a superstar. They'll just try to have him grind out the tough yards when they need it.
He needs to be solid in this game. He doesn't need to be a Heisman Trophy winner today for them to win, but he has to get the yards when...
Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Oh, the fumble, and the defense got it. Touchdown, Owls. The defense putting points on the board.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the offense onto the field again. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. The Judicials with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
And this has not been a good start for this offense. Like, this whole team, actually. They're already found themselves in a big hole. They're already trailing. They're going to need to throw the football, and you're going to have to protect your guy. This protection has to be better so he can make more plays.
After that sack, the O-line better get its act cleaned up. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete. And the Judicials decide to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. A low line drive and short kick. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Got a man. It's Adams. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Offense gets set for 2nd down. The give to the tailback. There he goes. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the 1st down. Might as well give it to him again. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a 1st down. Gives it on the option. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. Power football with the run. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They'll try the run. And into the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Owls!
They are absolutely boat racing this team right now. We're not even at the 2nd quarter yet, and this offense has been up and down the field. They've taken a huge lead early. Everything they're dialing up, David, is working.
Yeah, so I'm going to flip this to the other side. I'm going to need my offense to score some points, and in a hurry. Like, they got to figure it out, but they got to put a drive together, keep us off the field, score some points, and let us find some answers, because right now, defensively, we have none.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And now the offense will come onto the field again. Leaves it with the back. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's York. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. The Judicials come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to get the 1st through the air. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
This is not going to get any easier. You're already down. You know it's passing situation, and you got to protect your quarterback, and they can't do it. This has not been a great day early for this offense.
And the Judicials will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. Temple takes over and the offense will return to the field. They could not have drawn up a better start than this, already up 21-0. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looking for a man, it's Simon. With the catch, it's Jones. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. They'll keep it on the ground. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Chains are set, and Temple has it with another 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Clark. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Brings up 2nd down.
Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? 3rd and short coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. Quarterback keeper. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. And the Owls are moving quickly down the field. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. Good pick up, a little bit short of the sticks. 2nd down coming up.
2nd down coming up.
Now they'll run the draw. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. We've come to the end of the period, and Temple is holding the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. And they'll try to break the seal on the second quarter by putting 3 on the board. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Oklahoma State proved it is battle-tested and capable of winning any place, any time after this one. And just think of the confidence this Pokes team gained today. Invaluable, if you ask me. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Here comes the option. He'll toss it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. Brings him to the open. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
By the receiver.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
First down.
They'll send the back in motion. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Goes to the option. Plows through the defense. He'll pitch it. Picks up the first down, still moving. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Good enough for a first down.
They'll give it to him again. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Sticks it in his belly. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders here to make the stop. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. Third down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
And that's a first down for the offense.
They want to run this quarterback. Got the first down and more. They believe in this running game, and they take it all the way down to the 25 before he goes out of bounds. They go to the ground. Hard running there. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. The Judicials in a good spot here with second and short. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points.
Well, I love the variety in the run game you're seeing from this offense. It's not just going to be conventional handoffs. Won't just be the quarterback, but he's making good decisions. Pitching at that time, that's the right read, and it's not a huge explosive home run type play, but it is enough to help them pick up the first down.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the fullback. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll go to the air. Under fire. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. And the Judicials will try to pick it up on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Terrific job getting to him. There was nowhere to go. Now on second down. Scanning the field, it's Simon. Here's a heat. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
Well, the defense has the opponent backed up in their own end, and they are pinning their ears back, getting after the quarterback. You see the athleticism and the speed they have up front as they're able to notch that sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. That's reeled in. It's Irvin. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Gets the back moving. Handoff to the fullback. Got a little space. He goes out of bounds after picking up a few at the 35-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Judicials with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll give it to the back. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Running back searching for a hole. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with third and 4. And the Judicials are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. Now on the option. He'll keep it himself. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short. Despite failing earlier on fourth down, they will try again here. On fourth down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Caught in the backfield, it's Stewart. Still on his feet at the 45. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. The Owls just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. Looking to pass. It's Simon. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Backed up now. Here's second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. With the Cats, it's Jones. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Wants to keep it in the air. A strike downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his way. Nice job there, throwing in time, getting it to him in space and allowing him to go to work. This is turning into a very nice statistical day for this wide receiver.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. They'll go to work in the air on second down. And he's got it! Touchdown, Owls!
And man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to throw on first down. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. They'll power it inside with the fullback. And he's able to get some positive yardage before he's brought down, and that'll bring us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a terrific scene there today in Philly. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at the Lincoln Financial Field.
Temple will try to boot this one deep to get the second half underway. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. Motion from the back. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll run the option. They'll give him a couple that leaves him with 3rd and 8. Trying to pick up a first down. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Lost one deep down the right side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Judicials will send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. He breaks a tackle.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Owls can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The give to the back. Runs for the tackle. And eventually taken down. But what about that spin move? Gives him the first down yardage. The short hands. It's Irvin. Makes the grab and not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. The Owls can really attack on this 2nd and short. Throw toward the end zone. Picked off right at the goal line. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
What are you guys doing? Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. Trying to get the corner. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process. The give to the big fullback. That'll be a gain of about 7, leaves him with 3rd and 3. And the Judicials come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the first down. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's made. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Brings up 2nd down.
They'll run the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The Judicials really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5. They bring the punter onto the field now. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll wave for the fair catch and haul it in at the 25. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. Pulled it, finds his man on the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Simon. Oh, they're after him. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. And the Owls come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Makes the grab. It's Irvin. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. The Owls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. That's caught. It's Adams. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. And the Owls with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. He'll pull it on the read. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield. Temple lining up to punt it away. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Here comes the heat. And the quarterback brought up 2 and sacked at the 12.
Those play-action passes take a little bit longer to develop, right? Because you still have the fake, and then the quarterback turns his back to the defense, has to reset. You got to protect him a little bit better than that, or the fake's got to be a lot better.
And the Judicials trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. The play-action fake. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. This quarterback part of their running game. He is denied, cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Simon. He's got him, and he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Off play action. Bringing the heat. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Finds his tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful leg.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Offense bringing in the big boys, heavy personnel. On the option. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll leave it with him. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Sends it back in motion. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28. The Judicials come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. Makes it past the marker. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one. They'll snap it from the 39. 1st and 10. On the option. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Tackle is made.
Extra blockers on the field. Offense goes full house.
Second down.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Finding open areas. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And is going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs. This offense has it with really good field position. They'll move the tight end. They'll go to the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They'll run play action. Finds the tight end. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. 1st down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. And they make the connection, and he's got it at the 10-yard line. Set up with a red zone opportunity. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Back to throw, it's Simon. Under fire. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. Gets it to him on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. And this field goal team has been busy. This kicker comes out for the 3rd time tonight. Splits the uprights. Good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. A designed run for the quarterback.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the designed quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. And the Judicials send out the punt unit. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. Fair catch is brought in at the 43, and they are set up nicely. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. On the option. Now the pitch. Turning it on. Running inside the 20. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And with this touchdown, man, you got to get a little bit excited. Getting your first win of the season. First 2 weeks has not gone how you wanted it to go. But today, put a good game together. Offense now, scoring this last touchdown. Defense go out. Hold on, don't make big mistakes. And you got your first dub of the season.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Texas A&M is putting on a show offensively. Feels like they've been gigging them since the first whistle. They're up by 27 over Utah State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. After the productive first down play in 2nd and 6. Run it with the fullback. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Looks as if he's going to run it. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. The Judicials come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Just going to keep it after the snap. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Coates. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The option look. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. And the Judicials pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's made. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. They'll line up for a second down play. On the run, it's made. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Still firing away as they'll go down swinging. Catch in the middle, it's made. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical. They were faster, and it showed today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.